I thought we were
It's kind of crazy right
go
now.
live.
No.
Nice little setup.
I think we good. Now. All right, let's start this thing over. What's happening, people? Y'all know what time it is. It is 8:30ish. So it is time for Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
Yep, so Asacop is actually on time when he was actually already late.
Turn that volume down.
I know. What happened? Let me just turn that off. Man. What happened? Boy. No sound to way too much sound. So yeah, we're going to get this thing going, man. Please be a part of this conversation. 404-500-1605. Got some really creative guests going on tonight, man. I mean creative for real, for real. So we're going to get started as we usually do. Angelo, how was your week, my guy?
That was a good rewind. Yeah, so the week was still just cool. Part two. Yeah, I had a cool week, man. Nothing dramatic, nothing too cool, nothing too big, nothing too bad. I was saying earlier, man, Monique came through this weekend Uptown. So that was kind of cool coming off her Netflix special. You know what I mean? So she came, hung out a little bit. She knew some of the guys was on the show from Baltimore. So, you know, she came to represent, which is kind of cool. You know, but that's kind of how the Uptown vibe is. You know what I mean? You just never know who's going to fall through the building. So that's always a unique thing. But other than that, man, that was pretty steady. Pretty steady weekend. No complaints at all.
Ask a cop, you know, retiree, you know, I almost know what the answer's going to be. But how was your week, my guy?
Laid back. Nah, just the usual. Just chilling. Got over a cold. You know, I was coughing. That shit had my ass down for about 3 days last week. But
Yeah, somebody told me they thought they caught COVID from looking at our show.
Yeah,
no, that was more like the flu. But everything's cool. Just chilling, and gonna try to head out this weekend back to the woods. And other than that, just
doing what you do.
Yeah, that's
What about you, Teasy?
good week, man. Good week. Oh, yeah, well, no, I ain't going to talk about that. No, the week was good. You know, still just getting acclimated to my new surroundings and chilling, whatnot. I did audition for a play that I am totally excited about, for real, man. When I use the word totally, you know, like I'm in Beverly Hills Cop or Beverly Hills 2, what's that show? Beverly Hills
90210.
That one. I'm using the word totally. You know that I'm seriously excited about it. Audition went well. The process continues on Friday. I feel really good about it. I can't really put nothing out about it, but I'm feeling really good about that. It's going to be another play. Has to be an outstanding play for me to do it because plays is hard. It's a lot harder than actually acting, but I believe in the message from this play, so I'm hoping that this process goes well for me on Friday. Hopefully I can talk about it next week. So my Giants didn't play, so we still chilling. You know, still chilling at that 6-2 mark, as y'all can see. Got the new wear right here, the new Giants with the word up there. Yeah. Tar Heel started their week off, you know, a little sluggish, but we still number one in the NCAA. Our Brooklyn Nets, we're going to get into that later. We'll get into that a little later.
Story.
Yeah, that's a different story. We'll get into that a little later. So, yeah, man, it was a good week, bro. Saturday, all I did was look at college football in my new theater room. That was seriously dope, you know, eating Popeye's chicken. So, yeah, it was a good classic weekend for me, man, for real. So, and
That's what's up.
What? Okay, we still got the count. I thought, man, what are we looking at up here? But I got you. We still good over here. I see everybody still watching us. So, yeah, we good. But listen, everybody that's out there watching, man, y'all please make sure that y'all hit that like button, the heart button, the hug button. You can even hit the button that you don't like, because either way it helps the
Algorithm.
Just go right on up for Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
and that's a cop.
There it is. So, man, we're going to introduce our guest. You know, we're going to say you for that, because people probably already know who you are anyway. We're going to say you, because...
And Daryl's technically not a guest.
He ain't.
I mean...
His family. His family. Cousin is always there.
If he's in the building, he's hanging out.
Right.
You did.
Period. Yeah, period. Even if he's not on camera, you hear him. You hear him in the background. So I go ahead and see. Y'all see him in a minute, man. Daryl Dam is in the insert. There you go, right up there in the corner. How you doing, brother? Everything good?
Microphone working? Check. It's on. Okay. Oh yeah, man. It's lovely, man. Just got back from Florida, man. I had to do a fashion show down there. It was like on a Wakanda theme, and they nailed it, man. It was pretty dope, man. It was better than I expected. I had to do a show in front of kids, though. So if you know me, you know that wasn't exactly comfortable. But I had fun, man. It was a great weekend, man. I got to enjoy time alone without nobody telling me that they're hungry, you know, or asking to go to the store, or, you know, turn the TV on while I'm asleep. I got to sleep till I woke up this weekend. And, you know, that's a good time when you get to sleep till you wake up.
Yeah. Did you actually get to go back to sleep after you woke up?
That's what I'm saying. That happened. You feel me? When you get to wake up,
that's when it's good. That's
and go back.
Good. You wake up, then go back to sleep. Yeah, that's when it's really good. Really good. Young lady, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, her mic good, Dwayne? Her mic good? Okay, all right.
Marcus.
I told you that I was going to have to ask you your name again. So I'm not even going to ask you. I'm just going to tell you to go ahead and introduce yourself. Don't be shy, because I know you were a little shy earlier. You know, I broke the ice. I'm going to tell y'all what I broke the ice with in a minute, but go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Neasha Fisher, and
What do you do?
I am a realtor here in Georgia.
Told y'all she's nervous. I tried to break the ice because I got the word that she was going to be on the show, and I ain't going to say who told me. Somebody was like, hey, man, she fine. I was like, yeah, people be saying people fine, and I look at me like, whatever. But I can honestly say, I told her, I said, girl, they told me you was fine, and they actually told the truth for a change.
Well, thank you.
Hey, once you hear her name, Neasha, well, you got to find out that picture. You got to find that picture.
You know, I tried to break the ice. She was a little nervous or whatever, you know, so I wanted to break the ice a little bit. So got some interesting conversation we're going to have with her in regards to what she's doing and what she's been through to do what she's doing. All right? There we go.
Oh, nine, man.
Man over here, he's a guest, but, you know, he's been on the show before.
What your man got to do with me? I got a
Mr.
man.
What your man got to do with me?
Mr. Make It Happen. Mr. I'm Not Having It.
Hip-hop legend in the building, positive.
Mr. What your man got to do with me, baby.
That nigga still look the same, too. Like a vampire. That nigga don't age, bro. That nigga look the same.
Dorian Gray. Dorian K.
How about that? You know what's been cool here lately, man, is on Facebook, you know, and you watching different videos, especially on my way home, but a lot of old school videos be popping up. And yours has been back in rotation on a regular basis. I'm not sure if you're aware, but it's like it just keeps popping up.
I don't know what's happening, but my accountant, he's appreciative. He's like, hey man, you the greatest.
That's good stuff.
Everything is good, man. You know, I'm a blessed man to be here. You know, 30. Last week that song made the third.
30 years, right?
30 years, November
30 years, man.
That's right. That's right. 30 on the 30 on the
30.
check in.
Applause for that, Dwayne.
On the check in. On
Applause.
the check in, baby.
That's 92.
Everybody can say that.
Look, it's a great
Don't
thing,
we
but
all?
then when you start thinking about like, damn, 30 years, whew, I was dancing to that song.
Yeah,
boy.
damn, that's right.
I was actually saying those words.
How y'all think
girl.
I feel?
What your man got to do with
Hey,
me?
you still got that sweatsuit?
Nah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you something. That was handmade. I just got called. They want to auction it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna get some real money for that.
Really?
What's up?
That's
That's
right. Might
dope.
be some
Them
Arab
colors-
oil
them
baron.
colors
wanna-
back in style again, though.
You know what I'm saying?
You get all the colors
That's
again.
right, man.
Yeah, because the tight clothes is back. The tight clothes back, and that sweatsuit was tight.
It was a little young on me, right? It was a little crazy. Little young.
They were tight back then. It wasn't on purpose. It was usually back then
See,
was because we
they
kind of grew a little bit.
Now listen, they call that avant-garde. That's what that was. That was fashion. That was that couture stuff. It was really kind of close. You know, kind of close. Couture.
Yeah, so since we got Positive K in the house, man, we thought we are going to kick the show off, just basically talking about old school hip-hop. Said hip-hop legend in the house, versus the new school hip-hop. No slights against either, but you know we have a legend in the house, so we want to talk about.
Slight,
I was about to say I'm a slight too.
I disagree with that statement.
I think everybody know I have a slight too, but I have to kind of like be the mediator here, so I have to do it that way. But you know, I'm sure that we're going to talk about where you're going at now with your career and everything, but I'm sure that you've talked to some of the younger brothers in hip hop, you know, some of the younger performers out there and everything, and has there been challenges when you've spoken to them in regards to how they're moving or compared to how you moved back when?
Almost definitely. You got the guys who like, you know, like, hey, what's up, OG? How you doing? How you doing? With the lazy handshake, you know? Yeah. And you got to do like, oh, respect, G. Oh, man, you know, how you don't understand, you know? Call their mama on the phone and everything, you know, show you love. But, you know, it's a flip of the coin. Flip of the coin. But, you know, it's a double-edged sword because these guys they're really talented. I mean, from where we came from, all we had was 2 turntables and a microphone. You know, you might have had a little, you know, uncle who was drunk that played the bass. You know, you brought him in sometimes, and you know, that was it. That's all you had. You know, you had to make the best with that. You know, but these guys, man, these little YouTubers and engineers now, they're like professional engineers. They know all the plugins, all the new technology. They playing 3 and 4 instruments. I mean, even if it's digital, they playing it. You know. Playing guitar, licks, bass lines, everything. They do it in seconds, you know? So it's like, I mean, they're accomplishing something that took us like months and months to do. They can do it in a day. Out of a closet. They in a closet, you know? They're like, hey, man, where your studio at? Right here. Pop his trunk open, like, damn, it's right there? Okay. All right. So we recording in the passenger seat? Right.
Nigga passing you his phone like, just say it into this.
Boom, that's a wrap. They drop it, they upload it to YouTube. You know, they drop it to a DistroKid, song out in 24 hours.
Crazy.
Yeah, just that fast.
Crazy.
I remember doing a song with Teddy Riley one time, and they had to send it to California, and they had the dial-up. He did it over. It was like, oh, send it on the internet. You know, it took like a week to get there. I said, we could have flew that up. We could take a red eye and got that there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all just want to try something, huh? I'm like, we could have got that there, man. And a couple of pieces was missing. Like, hey, where's the guitar? You know, that didn't go through. Another 5 days we got
that part of the song didn't go through.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy. So that part of the song didn't
go through. Just gotta live with it. You know, that's the mix. That's the mix.
That's funny.
Hell shit, man. Those were the days. Those were the days, baby.
Those were the real days.
You had to think fast. You had to
take a red eye. Got it.
But that's from a production standpoint, though, man. You say they're real talented. But from an actual skill standpoint, in terms of the actual rap, what's your thought?
You know, I think. Listen. Musically, these guys are doing it. If the creativity from like the OGs was to meet the production and the music of this era, I think it'd be a whole new thing. It's just the creativity, and I'm just not seeing any creativity. It's just so dumbed down and so watered down and so cookie cutter. That's like, what are you guys doing, man? I mean, anybody try today? Anybody have any ambition? Do you want to be the best?
Yeah, it's like the same thing across the board. You know, it's all the same style.
Yeah, it's
pretty much the same style all the way across the board.
And that was a no-no. I mean, from my era, you know,
right.
You know, you didn't want to be like nobody else.
Right.
You know, I mean, if it sounded like that, like you're like, trash that. I don't even want it. What, he used that beat? Oh, damn. That broke your heart when somebody else had the same beat. Like, nah. Don't tell me Kane used that. Right. you know, that's
now
it.
You gotta scrap it.
Gotta scrap it.
These little niggas now would just add a snare to it and take the same beat.
No,
this is my beat.
No, they'll say he had something on there I like. I'm gonna use that too.
Facts.
You know,
nigga take one of your verses and make it a hook.
Damn right.
And use the beat. Ain't that a bitch?
Whole thing. Say it's my song. It don't give you no love at all.
Damn it, man.
I mean, Wiz Khalifa just used the music. I mean, it ain't my thing, but nobody used Rescue Me since I used it. You know, I mean, I talked to Janice Marie Johnson on the regular basis. That's the original people from Taste the Honey.
Yeah.
You know, she's a good friend of mine. She called me all the time. She said, thank you for that house you bought me. I appreciate it.
Wow.
So I bought you a goddamn house? I just paid mine off. I got you a house? She said, got me a house. My daughter went to college, too. Wow. I said, ma'am, yeah.
Damn it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, she cleaned up.
Cold world.
Yeah, but she's real cool when she calls me whatnot. Anything you want me to do, let me know.
I
guess so.
She want another house. I said, you know what?
This bitch got a house and they ain't wrote a verse.
You need she calling you like you need another song.
Damn, I got
You got anything in the works? That's how she call you. You got anything in brewing?
Exactly. She want to know what's next.
Right.
She mailing me music. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Angelo, Ask a Cop, y'all said that y'all have a slight against the new school. Y'all want to speak on that.
I mean, it sucks. I mean, I don't know what to speak on it. You know what I mean? It sucks. I mean, I enjoy rap music. I enjoy my station right now. If you turn my car on right now, it's gonna go to Rock the Bells Radio. Right on. You know what I mean? It's turn on right now. That's what it's on. You know what I mean? It's on hip hop. You know what I mean? I love old school hip hop.
Old school.
I like to be able to hear the verse. I like to be able to know what it is they're saying. You like to be able to know it relates to stuff. You know what I mean? But this new stuff, I don't. And I'm of age, but I like to consider myself pretty
Youthful?
in the know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not necessarily youthful,
Relatively.
but relative. You know what I mean? I like to consider myself in the know. And
You in tune?
I'm in tune. Thank you, sir. You know what I mean?
Better? Plugged in. Better?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So when I hear some stuff, I like to be able to understand
it, feel it, yeah.
And you know what I mean? But now it's like when you're listening, the beat might be crazy, but the music is like, what'd he say?
Yeah.
What was that? Yeah. I mean, it's like trying to understand it. Hip hop to me is, you know what I mean? It was a language. It was, you know what I mean? But now it's like, what is it?
I think the biggest change was back in the day, you guys brought us up. It was either to make us feel good, make us get in the mood to go to the club, or it was even if you were, it was really no beef. You were just bragging, you were hyping up your neighborhood or whatever, but it wasn't anything about killing motherfuckers, excuse me, ladies, sexing down everybody. It wasn't about, guns and what
It
you're
might have
gonna
been a
do.
little sexing down.
Well, you know what I'm saying, but it was, it wasn't, you talked about it, but it's more.
It wasn't like, bend it over here.
Yeah, it's more like an innuendo. It's more like an innuendo. You weren't just saying.
Right. Now they just say, I'm going to stick my thumb in your butt.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, shit.
And then another thing, I just think, too, that you guys didn't play hard if you weren't hard. And the ones that were hard, you knew they were hard, but because they didn't have to say they were hard. Yeah. And now every one of them, I mean, I'm 230 still, and most of them couldn't bench press my bench press now. I'm at my age. It's all about trigger pull, but then half of them, when you meet them or you're around them, because I worked a lot of clubs, I'm Ask a Cop, I'm a cop, 30 years, and most of them hard pump straight Kool-Aid.
Right.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
And they have to have numbers, and it's like also when you saw you guys out, you was talking or looking or talking about finding something like this. And today, when you see them out in the club for all that shit they talk on radio, they 30 uncleans in a booth in a club.
Facts.
And not one of these in sight.
Facts.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them sing about something they don't like.
Yeah. And then and my thing, I don't think outside of Drake, I don't think it's.
But is Drake really a rapper?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
Drake
saying,
is a rapper.
he kind of do both. He kind of do both. Like he kind of do
does
both.
it, but
You don't
is he?
rap,
But
ain't no
when you
rapper.
look at Drake, you say, "Oh man."
Yeah,
he's
you
a
don't
hip-hop
see rapper. You don't see the
man.
image
Yeah.
rapper. But it's like, but he's still a part of this generation.
Sure.
So I would say Drake is probably the only artist right now that will have classics in 15 years. It's like I can't think of nobody who album.
I agree on that.
Like, cause you're like all of us, every single one of us got at least one album that we know verbatim.
Yeah.
And this album might be 30 years old, 27 years old. And
I do my LL raps all the time.
No, listen,
y'all know I know.
Bro, you start DMX album, and I know it from one to done.
Yes, I
And
do.
that's years. That got years on it.
Now it's like you might be listening to the radio and be like Rest in Peace Takeoff. But when Quavo first came out, I thought that was Gucci Mane. All my life, I thought that was Gucci Mane. I even went on stage and was like, he was like, I don't know how you feel. Can you tell? Something he said about the girl wanting him. I was like, yeah, Gucci. Ain't nobody wants you. And people was like, that is not Gucci. I was like, who is that? It was like, the Migos. I was like, oh shit. So everybody just sound the same. It's like, ain't nobody trying to be creative. It's like they listen to what everybody talking about and then go talk about that. It's like you could talk, like when we was kids, they talked about seeing the killing. You feel me? Or they talked about seeing
not
the
wanting you
robbery.
to go towards that life.
Now these niggas like, nigga, I was at 28th and Greg Street.
We
with
gave
the
it to
Mickey.
him.
You had to be 4-5 with the blam blam. Shot the nigga 3 times. The police like, we didn't know.
That was for at the location.
We have the address. He gave us the address. We know. Go get him. Nigga, then they went, man, the police tripping. No, nigga, you told on yourself and the crew.
And they wonder why they got RICO cases.
Nigga.
They wonder why.
And then when you get in jail, you ain't got no gun. So all
Not
you
a
got to
damn
bargain
gun.
with is your ass in your mouth. And that's all. If you can't fight, that's all you got to bargain
and now
with.
you gotta
And all of them turned vegetarian. They love salads.
Start hanging with the Muslims, nigga, because the Muslims will protect you. The Muslims.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah,
I
the
have
Muslims
two
will keep them
things.
niggas off
Hold
of
on,
you.
Daryl. Go
I
ahead.
have two things. Do you guys think that our parents felt the same way when rap came out back when
Facts.
Great question.
I said
Facts.
no. I said no.
Well, the difference I think is our parents didn't even know what rap was.
That's true.
Right.
Our generation is what started rap.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Rap came out in the 70s, so you know us 70s babies. You know what I'm saying? Or 60s babies. You know so our parents couldn't even relate to
Right.
it. So
But it's still the same feel
But,
that
yeah,
I feel with my children. Like they have this music on, and it's just like, what the hell? This mumble rap. Same thing you're saying.
Yeah.
I have one. I am a 90s back person, but I just have one today that I can understand what he's saying, and he's saying something. I'm sorry, Lil Baby.
I was about to say Lil Baby. That's about it. That's about it.
I thought you was gonna say J. Cole, but
Hold on, Lil
I
Baby,
can rap with that.
Lil
been getting
Baby
them
is talking
confused.
about
I don't
something.
know what.
Lil Baby
is the one.
with the he had the song with
She
the
pre-indicted.
You want to
That's
shot
what-
somebody, right? Or that's
no, that's the baby.
No, the baby.
The baby
Lil
had
Baby's
the
the one that's
How many babies?
in jail.
hold on.
He's the one in jail.
Look, the baby sing that Suge song. Fuck, I can't think. of
CEO
it.
I know
Suge.
his
Which
name.
one bald headed?
CEO Suge.
Which one?
The
Bald head.
Baby.
The
The
Baby.
baby. The
Lil
baby.
Baby, little
Baby.
slim guy.
With the
Yeah,
dreads.
with the dreads.
With the little
Now,
twist.
what I like about Lil Baby, I don't know about a whole lot of rap.
You look comfortable saying
No, he's-
what I like about Little Baby.
he's
You
conscious.
didn't look comfortable.
He conscious. I like him because he conscious.
No, Lil Baby. Lil Baby.
Yeah, he
Lil Baby,
conscious.
I like he has a very good business sense.
Facts.
I've enjoyed listening to him talk from a business perspective. He seems like he's being educated in terms of the industry he's in. He's not just falling prey.
Man, that nigga ain't
Doesn't
he
mean
ain't
that
27.
Can't talk, and it's true.
Yeah, cause he ain't 27. That nigga got to be 35, bro. He at least 33. I'm telling you for real, because when he talk about the Red Dogs, it's like
He
if
might
you
have been
talking
there
about
for-
What you know
running,
about Red Dogs?
yeah, if you talking about running from the Red Dogs,
You in your
yeah,
30s.
you wasn't 12. You wasn't 12. Nigga. You wasn't 12 running from the Red
He
Dogs.
had an uncle.
I know. No, I'm talking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless he's talking about stories he heard, then I can agree with. But if he's saying he ran from the Red Dogs, I'm like, nigga,
he
you
didn't run from the Red
35.
Dogs.
Yeah,
And
you
I
35.
wanna-
What do you like about Lil Baby?
You can understand him.
I understand what he's saying, and he's talking about something. He's actually talking about something that I can kind of like, damn, okay,
What part?
for him to be so young, huh?
What part?
What
was the
part?
song? Yeah, what
He
was
talks about life, like for real, like things
Yeah.
that you can really relate to. I mean, and then his beat, you know, I could really rock with him, honestly. Like
I
that's the
agree.
only one.
Sort
Everything
of like me
else
and
is
Gorilla
just.
Zoe. I said sort of like me and Gorilla Zoe. I like the beat, but, you know.
But I feel like, but I still feel like,
Like
if
the
you
words.
don't hear Lil Baby for 2 years, you'll forget everything that you liked about him.
Now I can admit there has been a couple of songs where I didn't know it was him, and I was very upset because he sounded like somebody else.
Like
You know,
what got his attention for everybody is when he did that about the Black Lives Matter. That Black Lives Matter.
That was a nice piece.
That sent him in orbit. That sent him in orbit because.
But I want to defend, I'll say our music, separate from their music. And I think the biggest difference was when our parents may not have known it because it was coming on when we were there. But when you look at Sugar Hill Gang, and you look at, even when it came down south, and you look at Planet Rock, people still rock Planet Rock. And the message KRS-One, Public Enemy. When my parents listened to Public Enemy, they didn't like some of the harshness of it. But my dad was like, okay. And you know, and he threw the relevance of now to back then, and then it was like a new movement. It was a movement, and it was about uplifting us as a people. It got lost, and some athletes and people have pointed out how it got lost recently, but it went from One Love to gangster rap, and NWA led the way. And as far as I'm concerned, as a culture, it went down from there, because the difference is when we listen to rap, it was something you could love. It was something like, damn, bro, you know, like LL got you in the mood, and we still had, you know, Shalimar, you know, different groups that kept the soul in it. But I think rap is like a cancer that just soaked the skill and talent out of us as a people.
And you know what I think? I think the reason that NWA resonated with so many is because what they were talking about, the image was there.
And it wasn't any hate at first.
They didn't like it because they was speaking against the police or whatever. But it's like when you looked at, like, even when you see them off the stage, or you know what I mean, when you see them on camera, they come off as niggas that don't give a shit. You know what I mean? So, but now, you know what I mean? It's like you can't tell me that you got the Draco and you in a dress.
Well, they wasn't always like that.
You know
now.
what I mean?
Drain wasn't always like that.
In eyeliner.
Exactly. Like, you got the whole female get up on.
And
talking
when you
about,
see them out, dude, be honest. If you see a rapper out in the club, if you know, you don't see them with women.
They're so pleasant.
They come in with 30, 40 people.
They're so pleasant.
And one of them a woman. And it's like, I'm not lying.
Fact. You
I
ain't
may
lying.
not have a change, but
I got
that kind of money, and you would have to probably look for my bouncer, because it'd be all female entourage.
Fact.
I just can't feel the way they do it. It's like, it's so much disrespect involved, because back in the day, like when I was about to curse, excuse me. And it's like back in the day, if you call a black woman a bitch, you better duck. And you better hope her brother don't catch you on the way home. Or just somebody from, like, say if you saw somebody back in the day, we in the club, and most, bitch, ho, what you gonna do? What you do? Hey, bro, what you doing, man? And he may get stomped out. The bouncers might not even get a chance. And I think that's the difference. I mean, NWA, they started it, and not in really a negative way. They talked about fuck the police. Well, during that time, they were speaking for a period in law enforcement that's how it was going out there. Search, no, just LAPD.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So
go ahead.
that was good. But when it started graduating from that and it started celebrating, now I got an AK, I'm going to do this. Now, I'm not going to talk about some of the rappers, because I like a lot of them, but they weren't built like that. But back then, you didn't claim to be built like that if you weren't built like that. And it was maybe one or two that was, and when you heard them, even when they were talking raw, it was more about lifting yourself up and out.
Yeah, fact.
Then
It was more so, back then it was more us versus them mentality.
Yeah.
Us versus them
versus
them
us.
being the system.
Right.
Now it's
Us versus
my block versus that block versus this block versus, you know what I mean? It's about
us
other,
versus
it's
us.
other BS.
Yeah, us versus us. Yeah.
It ain't us versus them anymore.
And they talked about the love we have for, like, LL Cool J. Come on now, I need love, you know. I mean,
But now,
my
nowadays,
radio.
Nowadays, you don't jump in no god. Like, if a woman and a dude getting into it, man, wait to the end, because, like, I'm just being real. Like, now back in the day, yeah, she might have been trying to get away from him, but nowadays, nigga, she might have just hawked a whole loogie in that nigga face. That's what I'm saying.
Dude just got killed at a gas station 2 weeks ago. Woman getting beat up by a boyfriend. He tried to stop it, and the dude shot and killed him. Left him there.
That made no sense.
Right in College Park.
And she didn't call it in.
No,
She hasn't
that's what I'm
called
saying.
it.
You don't even know she just spit in that nigga face and he snapped.
Yeah, just 2 weeks ago. He dead for just trying to help her out.
Facts, nigga.
And she gonna have a new dude.
Fact. And if you start beating the nigga up that's beating her
Nah, it was
up,
a stranger.
they'll
It was a
jump you,
stranger.
nigga. Yeah, they about to
The
jump you.
stranger saw her getting beat up. He tried to intervene. Dude shot and killed him and left him and her left together. This
Damn
man
it.
dead. Right in front of the gas station.
Damn it, man.
Yeah.
Bitch,
So
you
what
can't
I
even
have,
stay and wait for the hammerhead?
And see, that's what I was gonna say. When,
I did this for you.
That's a cold hooker right there.
So what I'll do
That's
is
a cold
go
hook.
to Vegas. You know, Usher got a residency. Would y'all band together and go see him together?
Talking about guys?
Yeah. Y'all.
go
Hey,
to
boy.
the, con-
Just asking,
go
would
to the
y'all all
concert
go?
together.
To do
Yeah,
what?
just,
Go
go
see
to
Usher.
Vegas to visit and go to Usher's concert
Absolutely.
together.
For what?
I could see that.
For what?
I could see doing.
Go, I'm
Usher,
saying
but
Usher got a hell of a show.
I couldn't see like
Yeah,
going.
if
to
you
see
never
Sade.
been,
Ain't gonna do that.
dog, I'm talking about
Hang on.
Usher shit is borderline.
Problem with that.
I ain't gonna do
Usher
that.
shit is borderline
It's
Michael
a lot
Jackson.
of men banding together and just really going to see Usher. I'm
could-
just like,
Maybe I bring my girl
Well, what you
and
said,
Lo
but
got his
think about what
lady.
you said, though. To me, you said, would y'all go to Vegas?
no,
going
would
to
you
Vegas.
go? Okay, well,
Usher.
they're traveling together to go to Vegas to see Usher.
Hell
They
no.
going to the concert
They
together.
going to
no.
the
Like a
concert.
man, like a man trip.
That's different.
Like a man trip.
Because I look for idiots to go to Vegas.
Hey, somebody,
We might go to the DR together.
Hey, no, nigga, somebody
It's a-
better
it's a
have
man
6
trip.
free tickets.
I just,
Hey, it better be 6 free tickets. Yeah, it better be 6 free tickets. I don't want to have to spend $1.
Do a curve
So it's a
to
big
it.
difference.
I can't.
So
I
just,
can't.
it's just, I mean,
I'll go if
and
it's free.
just
I
like
can't
you
have
If I
said
ain't got shit to do,
about
I'll go if it's free.
about back in the day, if you called a woman a bitch, you know, you had to duck. And we want to blame a lot of the rappers for doing it, but let's face it, the reason we didn't do it back in the day, because, well, I mean, we had, our parents taught us respect, but also the women respected themselves
I
enough.
was about to say, it was a different type of woman, nigga.
Some women now are actually taking it, and some of them actually
like it.
glorify it.
But that's a
No, it's
that's a
just-
culture
no.
that's been bred by the rap and changing rap.
No,
I
hell
think
no.
that's-
you
No,
can't.
hell no.
Look,
The
look, wait,
problem
wait,
now
hold
is-
on, hold
hold
on,
on.
Scott. You cannot. Everybody's saying bitch. Every woman didn't say it's cool now because it's in a song. There's some women out there that actually was going, you know what?
No.
What
Shit,
age group
he
are you
was-
talking about, though?
the-
I mean,
the
that's
difference-
Age group of
like,
rappers that
the
we talking
difference-
about.
the
They
difference-
started it, but I think the rap condones it.
No, the
It
difference
does.
now.
I think it
But it
started.
condone
No,
I think
bro.
it started.
No, the good women and the hoes is standing too close together. You feel me? They standing too close. You feel me? And the good, real
Can't
shit,
tell them apart.
the good women and the hoes standing too close together, and the good women not telling the hoes, hey, cut that bullshit out. And if you go do that type of shit, go stand over there.
Making us all look
You feel
bad.
me? They all standing. Bitch, turn up. You 400 pounds.
But look,
Fuck it.
there was
No.
two things that y'all was talking about. One thing with Drake, I respect this game. He killing it out there. But
I don't
me,
consider rap, though.
it's hard for me to look at somebody that was on Nickelodeon as a rapper.
Hey, listen.
It is so hard.
Dog,
for me.
you can
And
go-
know I've been saying that for years.
Dog,
It is
you can go look
hard
at dog.
for
You
me.
can go look at Drake last 4 albums,
Oh, I
bro.
ain't s-
And you
he
can
killing
start.
it.
I'm talking about like you can start at the first one of the
He
4
killing
and
it,
let
dog.
that bitch run
He-
all through
I
4.
believe you. I like some of his
Hits.
music, but it's still just hard for me to look at him.
Nickelodeon.
The way I look at him, it's just hard for me to. He started on Nickelodeon. I just got a problem with that, but I'm happy for the dude. And in regards to the baby, or the babies, little,
Wasn't he a handicapped
how many
boy?
of them is it?
Wasn't he a
altogether?
handicapped
Is it
boy on
3, 2?
Nickelodeon?
I know it. Lil and
bit.
Doug, the only ones I think.
Those
that's
on-
doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Y'all remember the song that was? It was both of them on the one song. It was Lil Baby and
Can't
Lil
say
Baby
that I
on the
do.
same song.
Baby,
And I
there
promise
were two
you,
babies
I
in the
don't
baby.
even know the baby's
I promise
music.
you, I was
I don't like
going,
him.
why is this dude changing his voice? He's changing his voice in the song, but it was actually 2 different people because I thought it was the same person. I didn't know it was more than one baby.
Damn.
I was like, this dude is talented like a man.
That's
He
crazy.
changed his whole personality for the next verse. I had no
That's
idea
funny.
that it was actually
He
two
said, how
of
did
them.
he do that?
No.
It was actually 2 of them. That
Hey,
was like
you should
that was like
put
having
a-
an LL Cool J and a SS Cool J. You know, you just.
You should put a recorder in the room with the kids, and they'll be like, "Granddad crazy a little bit."
Yeah, but you know, I'm not
I actually
saying
like
they're
that
not-
song.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not talented. I just
I
think
thought it was one
what
person.
I think the disservice they do to the community, because now you have generations of black men that have been raised on a music that attacks the culture, and I am no way going to condone what Kyrie, the movie that he endorsed, because it had a lot of hate. And,
Don't jump topics. Don't jump topics. Don't jump topics.
We coming to that.
I'm gonna move out now. I wanted to move out a little bit
We
to say
coming to
this.
that. We coming to that.
But I just want to say it to say that when you're backing something and flagging something, that look at from the rappers to the hood to everybody to the worst segments of our culture, they all look alike. From the basketball player to everybody looks alike. But 90% of them aren't living that life. And what you have those ones that are trapped in a situation that life is their reality, and people are trying to emulate it that are so far away from it. And where the harm comes is when you have generation after generation growing up thinking that an education doesn't matter. I'm gonna grab a mic. And think about all the rappers back in the day, KRS-One, Public Enemy, Rakim. They talked about knowledge. Knowledge is king. Knowledge is power. You don't hear that anymore. So people to say that it doesn't matter. Back in the day, even you weren't calling a woman a bitch, and when you did, I remember Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah. Her reply to I can't sing, so I'm not even gonna try. But you know what I'm getting at. And then MC Light. Those were sisters that carried themselves as women. Okay?
Stop. As women? Come on.
Yeah,
Not MC Light.
Come on.
Not
Nah, I know MC Light.
I like MC Light. I like
Now wait a
Not
damn
women.
minute.
Not women.
I know MC
Carry
Light.
herself like women.
She
is a woman.
Let's not talk about her. There's two people. There's two people we get fighting about on this show. That's MC Light and Megan Thee Stallion.
Now,
We don't talk about Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion is probably the closest one to a woman. But the other two, yeah, them
Hold on. MC Light, if you listen to her raps, I know you may know. Y'all know you know way more than we do. However, her
wrote half
actual
of it.
raps were about regular relationships.
Right.
The raps
So
were.
we thought.
Right, yeah.
But they were at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah,
Now,
but-
what happened? What transitioned
Right.
after that? But the
That's like,
raps were.
but that's like DMX
Yeah, I mean,
talking
but
about.
hold on, but pause. Let me ask
cooking.
you this question: How much do you contribute? Because you've heard Askin's opinion, and he's been very consistent in his opinion from day one. How much do you contribute to today's culture, the crime, things of that nature?
Truthfully.
How much do you contribute that to the current rap culture?
I put it like this, they said something about my song. They said I Got a Man is a predatorish kind of a song. Yeah. They said my song has predator tendencies.
Is that right?
Yeah. They said, and like if it came out today, I would be canceled. They said, yeah, you a predator. I said, I'm a predator. So I was just trying to get a number. I was just, how am I a predator? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not wearing no trench coat or nothing, flashing. I'm not, what am I doing?
Right.
But that's how it was. I mean, back then, you got out, you seen somebody who looked good. Hey, baby, how you doing? You kicking it. That was it. Yeah. You had to have game to talk to a lady.
Bismarck.
You know what I'm saying? You had to have game to talk to her, and for her to stand there and talk with you, and then in order to stop and get the number,
Yeah,
they didn't have no, you ain't had no phone, no beeper, or nothing. It was pen and paper.
Pen and paper.
Pen and paper. And listen, and she's looking good. Everybody walking by, oh, what's up, mama? How you doing? So you gotta move fast, move quick, talk fast.
Right.
And that's it. You gotta be slick with it. You gotta make her laugh, make her think about it, and all in one in a few seconds. That's what you gotta do.
I feel like all the issues of our community come from the fact that our community is being raised by women. Because men teach you certain shit. You feel me? Like, I feel like as a little boy, you need to be grabbed by your collar and pushed against the wall and put in a position where you can't do shit but cry. You need that for character building. You feel me? But when you get to grow up to 15 and the motherfucker give you everything you want, don't tell you no, you always right, and now set you free on society, a society that don't give a fuck, that's when you get little boys killing people, you feel me, not knowing how to deal with women, because a man teach you how to do everything that we complaining about in our young men. Men teach you how to do that.
Hold on, Daryl, because you're gonna segue into another topic.
Yeah.
So
that's a whole nother topic.
Everybody segue here. Pause. Finish that contribution to this current culture.
I think I gave the younger guys the game. I gave them the game to be slick, to be kind of smooth with it, but they took it to a whole different thing. I mean, I was kind of the dressy guy, wanted to be kind of flamboyant, wanted to wear a little jewelry, talk to the ladies, and that was my thing.
You gotta be careful on the flamboyant word now.
Well, yeah, flamboyant.
That word has changed.
I wasn't flamboyant.
Yeah, that
flamboyant.
I wasn't flamboyant. I wasn't flamboyant. I wasn't flamboyant.
So with your music, basically telling, given that the genre, how to be smooth, moving
Clean
in
cut.
there, yeah, she might have a man, but she might not be happy. So go ahead and ask what your man got to do with me. There's a lot of guys started doing that after your song came out.
Guys got knocked out, too.
That
cats got knocked out.
So now, do you think the way that your music had an influence then, do you think that the music now is having an influence on the young ones to where they actually go out and commit
Most definitely
violence?
it's an impact, You talk to a little kid right now, he'll curse you out and make you feel bad. Make you feel bad. Get out the street, man. Man, check this out. And they let you have it.
Right.
I mean, you feel kind of ashamed, like, yo, damn, little shorty he just barked on me. Better than I could.
Do you contribute that to the rap culture?
I definitely contribute. I mean, that's the main information highway that kids have right now. The Instagram, the Twitter, the TikTok. I wouldn't even say so much more as Facebook anymore. I mean, but that Instagram and that TikTok is their information highway. That's where they're getting their main information, how to act, how to grow up. And like Daryl said, if you don't have a male figure in the home, say, what you doing? What you say? Get smacked in the head sometime, get plucked in the air, something like that. Like I used to get, Your dad would look at you, man, you'd be like, just be scared, you'd be frozen.
Right.
And you think about before you did something, but now there's no fathers in the home. And they go to their father, they go to the gangs, they go to the big homie on the block. Hold this for me, man. Don't get that money. What you ain't doing nothing,
And that, Daryl, was it you that posted that video that the dude was ripping off the percentages of people incarcerated, people and everything, grew up in single parent homes, not blaming, because I saw in the video, one lady said you can't put that on single mothers, something like that. And he wasn't blaming. He was basically saying putting the onus on the father, saying that you need to stay around.
No, that's not what he's saying. Because when you get into the statistics, you find out that our women are leaving us 80 to 90% of the time. Like men don't leave. It's too hard to get pussy. It's too hard for men to get sex for niggas to just leave. You feel me? Like, that's why a nigga deal with a whole bunch of shit before they leave. Women are the ones who leave. Yeah. And then say we didn't stay. It's like,
And I think rap also contributed to that because who was it that said it ain't tricking if you got it?
Who that?
A couple of them had him in there, but the
Too
one
Short.
Country Grammar, he had it in one of his songs.
Nelly.
Yeah, that's
Nelly
terrible.
had it in one of his songs.
That's a terrible statement.
But my point
Tricking
is,
is tricking.
my point is,
Tricking
it
is tricking.
actually truly took over our culture because it turned it into. And listen, I'm not calling every woman out there, but and this is just the way I'm saying it, but it's not how I feel. It turned us into a horror culture. It started glorifying, and it used to be the sexiest thing you could see is a black woman in a sundress. That was the sexiest thing.
Or a
And
dollar
now,
store.
so many young girls are coming up, and you see every part of them before you even meet them.
Because we not saying nothing.
Well, I
bruh.
understand that, but I'm
That's what
saying rap contributed to that.
No,
that
I'm
also.
saying rap contributes to a small portion of it because at the end of the day, you still got to realize that the rappers were raised by women. Yeah. So what they're saying is still being inspired by a female mentality. I'm saying as men, we got to say something and tell them what we approve of and what we disapprove and actually give them an idea. But in that same breath, we have to operate a certain way that make it easy for them to do it. You feel me? It's like, she'll get it.
But how can we
I'm
do that
talking
when
about
when they
influence.
wearing pants tighter than the women?
I feel you, but it's like
Yeah, I mean,
I know, but it's like that boils down to a man being in the house. You feel me? Because if you got on tight ass pants, like if your son pants too tight, you feel me? Like if you see it, you're gonna be like off the rip. Not even that it's never gonna happen. If you see it, you're gonna be like, what the fuck you got on?
Yeah.
You feel me? But your mama gonna be like, that look cute. You like that? Do you like that? First thing she gonna say is, do you like that? And if you like it, nigga, you can go outside. I don't
think so many would be led by the rap music. I know some still would be, but I don't think as many would be if there was a man in the house.
Facts.
I feel that then.
Doesn't it matter about the quality of the man though? There's some men in the house that ain't worth
Now,
the flip.
yeah, true that.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I ain't talking about
But
the
at the
dude
end,
that's just
that
there
still
because
boils
he
down
can't
to
go nowhere else. I'm talking about the dude that actually wants to be there because he actually wants to. You know, we talking about a quality guy, a quality man that's
Most
actually
men
a quality
do.
father.
Yeah, most men do.
A quality stepdad or a
Most
quality
men.
uncle.
Yeah, most men.
Most men what?
Most men are like, at the end of the day, every single one of us, we all can say that we have male friends. I can genuinely say I don't know one nigga that don't know his kids, want to be with his kids, or actually you hear him talking about his kids. You don't know nobody. I don't know nobody. Don't know black man at this table know a nigga who be like, nah, I ain't about to go get my son. Fuck that nigga, bro. Every one of us.
That's based on who we are.
No, but that's the majority. Like if you look into the statistics, black men,
There's a bunch of sorry Negroes out there.
dog, black men are the most involved men in their kids' lives, statistically. That's why it's so easy for all of us to say we don't know nobody, because it's not many. It is. It's people who eat shit too. But we're not gonna talk about, if I say don't nobody eat shit, you're gonna disagree. You're not gonna be like, nah, a few people eat shit.
Fecal freaks.
It's always gonna be a few people who ain't shit. But I'm saying,
fecal
as
freaks.
a majority, for the most part, when a man have a kid, he wanna be around his kid. You feel me? So yeah, it's some that don't want to, but for the most part, men want to be around their kids. And if you give him that opportunity, he can still, even though it's better for y'all to do it together, because it's easier for a kid to process the information moving forward, gathering the information in the house as he has to go into the world. It's different because as a little boy, you're gonna have to operate in your mama house a different way that you operate in your daddy house. In your daddy house, you might can say, damn, man, this some bullshit. If it's worth you cussing, your dad might be like, damn, what happened? And he'd be like, man, nigga just took, you know what I mean? And you ain't even gonna get mad. But your mama, at your mama house, you say this some bullshit, she just threw something. You feel me? So it's like that mentality. The quality of men come from having the opportunity to gather the information simultaneously when you're waking up and you're going to sleep. That's when you could do it best.
All right, listen, we're gonna take a quick break. Yeah. Because I know our guest to my right has some comments on some of these things. So we're going to give the opportunity to do that when we come right back.
Okay.
Never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
Conversations with JT and Lo.
And as a cop,
Please give us a telephone call. Be a part of this conversation, please. 404-500-1605. Wouldn't mind you commenting, but I'd rather you call in so we can hear the inflection in your voice and know if you're really true about what you're saying or if you just bullshit. That's what it is. Make sure you hit them buttons down there, man. The like button, the love button, the hug button, what is it? Laugh button, the surprise button. You can hit the cry button or the mad button. Either way, it makes the
algorithm
move up for us. So please be a part of this thing either way that you can. So yeah, we are, like I said, we got special guests up here, creative guests up here. This young lady over here to my right, your left, I think. How is it?
You just stick with that.
Yeah.
All right, her left.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know how they looking at it. I've never really looked at it myself, but yeah. So this young lady here is really creative, but I know I took a peek at your Instagram, so I know some of the stuff you be doing. So
that you did.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's just a little bit. That's just a little bit, but that's not today. But it's just a
took a
little
peek in there, saw some of the stuff that you be out there, getting your creativeness on. But I know that there's some things going on. You have some topics that you want to discuss, and you also wanted to respond to some of the, should I say, mannish comments that was just made. Not mannish, just comments.
Just comments.
We're going to give you the floor. Go ahead.
Yeah, so again, I'm Neasha Fisher. I am a realtor here in Georgia, Mark Spain Real Estate. Raising 5 men, boys to be men, age ranging from 15 to 29.
Nice.
So,
round of applause, please.
I wanted to ask you guys, though, just to piggyback from you, how many of you guys grew up with a dad in the house?
For a little bit. Yeah, I had one for a little bit.
That's interesting. That's very interesting based off what you had to say.
What? Why?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because you did say that, boys who are raised with moms, basically have it worse off. Is what
No, I don't mean they have it worse off. They
need to be raised by men.
No.
Being as though they're raised by women, that it could be issues, which is true.
Right.
True. But that stems back because from what I was told, I'm a 70s baby.
Right.
So from what I was told from my mom, the drugs hit hard.
Right.
And it started off recreational. And
Right.
they thought that we're going to do this thing socially. Nobody had any idea that they were going to get hooked on it. So there's a lot of broken homes during that time. None
Right.
of us have fathers.
Right.
None of us.
But when you start talking about the drug epidemic, I want you to know that you ain't talking to a nigga who just talking. It's like I'm one of those type of people. I don't talk unless I can substantiate what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, by the time the drug epidemic hit, and the reason it was able to hit so hard is because we were already without our women for 20 years. Our women had left in 1960 to believe that feminist shit. So it's easier because now you're dealing with men because if you come from the 70s and the 80s, if you talk to most drug dealers, now they had the kingpins and them niggas, but if you talk to most drug dealers, they had enough just to pay the bills. You feel me? They had enough just to make sure their wife didn't leave because they peeped that their women were leaving for drug dealers at the very least, if not going to do it by themselves. So that creates a different mindset along with drugs. But the drug epidemic doesn't hit as hard with a nuclear family. It doesn't hit as hard because you have two mindsets in there. You feel me now? If you're just saying all black people was hooked on crack, then by all means that you could believe that. But I'm saying
not at all.
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, I'm from Detroit.
Right.
So the riots.
The majority for what you know.
The riots hit.
Right.
They
Right.
threw it at us.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I'm just saying that there was a lot of broken homes.
I know. But
You
see,
know?
I'm saying people use drugs.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that did not stop the respect. There's
What?
still boys that were raised by women and grandmothers
Right.
that still had that respect.
I
It
know,
didn't
but
stop that
I know,
part of
but
it.
see the difference between that time and now is even if you were raised by your mom, there were actually genuine men in your circumference, in your neighborhood, that would actually tell you not to do that or actually give you a pointer. So that's what we had different. That's why more of us grew up with the ability to respect women and actually, because see, if you grew up between 70 and 90, nigga, you mentally, that's the hardest time that America has ever went through for the population. So if you grew up in that, we grew up at a time where nuclear families were just disintegrating, but it was still enough of it left around where we could get it from another man. Now you can't because for the most part, the men want to be the boys.
Well, my experience, we didn't get it from other men. You know what I'm saying? We're not just talking about boys. We're talking about the baby girls who
Right.
needed their dads, who
Right.
needed that treasure, somebody to love, their first love.
Right.
Because the boyfriends were raping the babies.
Right.
So the mothers were not, if they were hooked on drugs too.
Right.
This is just my experience.
Right.
So the ones that really was sane, sober, they had to protect their babies. So they wasn't even getting into other relationships. That's the home I come from.
Right.
My mother protected me.
Right.
I ain't seen her with a boyfriend yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Never
But
be married
Yeah, that's a fact.
I know, but to me, that says that she's saying that there was no quality men to choose from for
Let
your
me ask you
mom.
this question, because I get what you're saying. And I grew up. My father wasn't in the house, but we had a village, and it wasn't mama's boyfriend. It was a village of people in the neighborhood that actually, if they saw me doing some stupid stuff, hey boy, what is you doing? You know your mother would not, blah, or you know you shouldn't be, blah blah blah. It wasn't the boyfriend. I can't. None of them. Any boyfriend that my mom had, I never looked at them. It's a trip that I'm sitting there thinking about it. I never looked at them as a father figure or a role model, because there was some cats in my neighborhood that, they supported me and whatever I wanted to do. They came around, gave me a ride here or there, or they were there when taking me away from where I shouldn't have been, type of deal. So with that, I want to ask you that. Never been to Detroit, so it's on my list. But was it to where you guys didn't have that? It wasn't like a
The
village
village was
around?
women. There were no men.
There were no men.
There were no men.
I mean,
And like I said, I've never been to Detroit, and I've heard some things about it. And I could
And if
actually,
there were men,
from what I hear, I could see that.
I'm saying,
like what I'm saying is, like,
if there were men,
Yeah.
the children were in trouble.
all right, yo, let's chime in. We outside.
in comparison to the
Alright.
state, Detroit is small, so
Yes.
there has to be a ownership of who you choosing to procreate with, unless you're trying to say that all the men was on crack.
No,
And
what
we
I'm
know.
saying is,
I don't.
I was born before
I
my
wouldn't go with
father
that.
got hooked on drugs.
Right.
He got hooked on drugs during that time. That was the wave. And it was just a drug of choice socially.
Right, yeah.
You know
They used to
what I'm
have crack
saying?
parties.
Yeah, like,
I'm not saying everybody was on drugs, but
They
I'm
did.
saying that
They used to have
you
crack
know,
parties.
you are what you eat, right? So my mother was a single mother.
Right,
Father wasn't nothing.
right.
All her friends were single parents.
Right.
You are what you eat. You flock to what you know. And they thought, well, you know what? We're going to all be best friends. Our kids going to be best friends. And we all going to be good.
Right.
And that was so not true.
yo, like what you like?
Exactly.
We outside. So what I was going, what I was going to say
somewhat
was,
defend
But you
her.
said it was not true.
yo,
No,
Yeah, but
it
to some,
wasn't because we
but-
were missing our men.
No,
our
you
fathers.
you know what?
You can't.
It's real what she's saying, right? And I'm listening, I'm hearing everybody, whatever. Yo, listen, I grew up in a single, just my mom. So there's some things you say, I grew up in Brooklyn, we outside, right? It's the same thing. At the end of the day, here it is, we outside. My mom's, like you said, some things you said is real. My mom's was protective because she knew what was going on outside, but I wanted to be part of the noise. I wanted to be outside, and I gave her a headache. But to be real with you, in all honesty, my mom's raised me to be a good human being, right? And me and her had this conversation, but she didn't raise me to be a man because she can't. You understand what I'm saying? Like her thing was, you'll have morals for yourself, respect yourself, have morals and respect others so you can survive and be all right. You understand? Because she was put in an environment, in a situation that's unnatural. You understand? Where you got to be outside as a woman raising young men. Now you on the protective side because you don't have that other person with you. So if you don't have that other person with you, you over there like, ain't nothing happening to my flock. Ain't nothing happening to my little boys. Ain't nothing happening to nobody that's over here because I don't have anybody else to fight for me but me. And that's how my mom's was. She fought, she tell me straight up, she said, I fought the dragon by herself. She said, I'll fight for my kids. She would tell me all the time, you get in trouble, right? Understand this. Tell me the truth so I could get you out the situation.
You know what landed me here? They started killing kids for top 10s in Detroit. Gym shoes, top 10s.
I mean, that's been going on forever.
No, but it started happening. Whatever the coats was with the fur.
starter jackets.
Not starter jackets.
I know.
8-ball jackets, starter jackets, Sherlins.
Mother
I'm
said,
saying that's because
okay, it's time to go.
Yeah, that's what. But that's
Silverback
what.
goose.
But that's what.
That's
what happened.
Oh,
my fault. Go ahead.
In Georgia.
Right.
Right? So she escaped it, but that was still her mentality. Not putting no man over my daughter.
Right.
I mean, it hurt me way more than it helped me because it didn't teach me how to treat a man, and I never knew how I was supposed to be treated.
Right.
But having 5 boys with a husband that was in the home, and even
Right.
when we separated, I mean, we had a tribe.
Right.
Where you going? I'm
Right.
not doing every other weekend.
Right.
I'm doing every
Right.
other week.
Right.
We're gonna help each other.
Right.
You know, so with that being said, I do have children that are respectful.
Right.
You know, because it
Okay,
was two
so yeah, you had the
parents.
man.
That's a fact.
Jersey, still a
Right.
street, Newark.
Right.
I'm from Detroit,
Right.
and we raised these boys to be very respectable.
Right.
You know, and then now, honestly, last 2 years, he's like, listen, like you said, they need a man.
Yeah.
We ain't together.
Right.
Let them come with me.
Yeah. Because
They
you're
live with their dad.
Yeah, because your mom,
know?
your mom teaches you to approach and that's the problem with our community is that, and I don't mean to say it like it's bad, even though it is bad. It's like the last thing any community needs is the men of the community approaching the world emotionally. That's dangerous for a man to be emotional because he do shit like shoot people for shoes and jackets and shit like that.
The emotional part of it is that he should be emotional. He should be conscious enough
Right.
to get the fact that he
His
needs
dad
to
will
be
teach him that.
emotional in front of a therapist.
Yeah,
Because
there's
our
a-
men need help.
Yeah, I don't
That's
mean
what
I don't
I'm
mean
sorry.
yeah, I don't
Our men
mean
need
lack
help.
emotion. I don't mean lack emotion. Yeah, like as men, it's impossible to lack emotion unless something wrong with your mind. I mean, your mom is going to unintentionally teach you to approach the world emotionally because of how she approaches the world, and that's your only gauge if you're raised by a woman. So you see that when people say things she don't like, she get mad. When you see people do things that she don't like, you see how she responds. So you taking that response into a world that don't give a fuck about your emotions. As a man, as a woman, the world cares. You start crying, everybody standing around you'll start crying. If a nigga start crying, people gonna walk by for a while till somebody be like, damn, brother, you okay?
But that's why we're having so many issues. That is why, as a single black woman, coming across a lot of my kings, I'm realizing how broken they are.
Yeah,
They're
because
very broken.
We all
Not
broken.
even-
Like
it's not even that they broken, they're just unequipped. It's like you need a man
Isn't
to
that the
teach
same
you.
thing?
What?
Unequipped
No,
equals
no.
broken.
yo, I'ma tell you.
No. Unequipped, not unequipped. I can walk out on a football field but not know how to goddamn run a play. So I'm saying you can be unequipped for the position that is expected of you, but that don't necessarily mean you broken. That just means you unequipped. If you have your
If you're
dad,
unequipped to run that play and
yes.
you get toe up, you broke.
Yeah, but
Somebody gonna
you,
break you.
Yeah, somebody's
Right.
going to break you.
Somebody's gonna break you.
Hold on, stay right there.
So you
Stay right there.
stand up.
Hold on. Stay right there. Somebody's going to break you.
Right.
Because you went out there unequipped.
Right.
Nothing stopped you from getting out there. You weren't broken until you went out there unequipped.
So how do we
You
break
feel
the
me?
cycle?
So that's the same mentality as a little boy. When you go into the world able-bodied, unequipped, it's easy for you to be broken.
But
And
here's-
now,
Well,
this
hold
is
on. Now, and you don't when you get broken, you don't always die.
No,
You don't exactly. You still have to take that broken and operate in a world that don't give a fuck about you.
But here's the thing, though. Yeah, I got 5 boys that's now being raised. My youngest is 15.
Right.
You know, I got kids in med school. I got kids.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They're all over. But
Right.
there's
Clap for
children
that.
in his room. I mean,
Clap for that. Clap for that.
Right.
Black lives. You heard? We outside.
saying is
This woman
they
can't talk
are
over you.
being raised
I ain't
by
talking over her.
someone who's not equipped either.
Right.
So how much can he really equip my children?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
That's-
saying?
I know, but you can't. Like
It's
that's
still-
my whole.
Well, I
I know,
mean,
the
that's
whole
the
thing
thing
is my
about.
thing is
I'll
don't-
answer that because you said a couple things. As what a black man does, I think as a culture we always equate what a man does with financial or material. What a man instills in a child is my dad was work ethic. But I grew up with my dad and my mom together. They're still married. So I look at it a little bit differently, but I know what I see lacking a lot of times in my profession. I was 30-year law enforcement. When I started dealing with individuals, as soon as you put your hand on them, typically you can tell where they came from, mom, dad, not having a dad, not having a mom. You can pretty much start judging, unless the woman was that black queen that could do everything, do it all. And I think what happened was early on, like you said, 70s, 80s, and it got worse because after the crack epidemic came plans that Joe Biden signed off on, by the way, where, 28 grams of
Coke.
crack was trafficking, not coke.
Yeah, crack.
Crack was trafficking, and a kilo was trafficking. That doesn't weigh out the same, so that's when the mass incarceration came. So that forever separated African-American males out of the culture.
Yeah.
But I think what happened after that was, this is when I think rap really tying it all together, started poisoning it, because then it was more talk about hate. That's when gangs came out. It wasn't about money anymore. It was about this territory. Atlanta was different because they had a little thing called Red Dog. I was part of it. That kept gangs out of Atlanta. But what you had in Atlanta, instead of claiming the gang, because you claimed the gang, we was going to slap the taste out of your mouth.
All right.
What they started claiming was areas.
Neighborhoods.
Zone 3, Zone 3, Zone 4, Zone 6, and neighborhoods. So I think the thing across all boards that I saw, one thing that was common, and it's different when your mom was able to raise her family and household to a level where she could, even if you didn't have anything, you had something. But when a child's in the hood and he doesn't have anything, the only people he can analyze and rationalize, and the only black male, think about it, typically the only people he sees are people of authority, which a lot of times are white, or the males he sees that are obtaining anything that he has a day-to-day socialization with are drug dealers or the robbing crew. And so they started taking a harder stance. And so when rap came over the top of that and glorified it even more, man, yeah, that's your way out, man. I came up, boom, boom, boom. Instead of saying, like, back in the day, it was more so, yeah, I came up like this, but don't do that. Get the books, do whatever. Public Enemy struck it. So the rap part of it, and then when you overlay with drugs on it, and now the generation we have now are kids that were raised in a negative vibe of rap music, and we're actually living the poverty of it, not living the lifestyle, but living the poverty of it. So that's why I use the term called infected. I don't use the N-word. Yeah. But the infecteds were the ones that grabbed the torch and ran with it. So now,
I know, but can you really blame it on them when you know that a specific
I'm not blaming
music
on them
is being
because
released?
just because you're poor doesn't make you bad.
Right.
Just because
That's
you're
a
poor
fact.
doesn't mean you got to kill somebody.
Right.
Just because you're poor doesn't mean you got to rape.
Right.
And
Right.
still,
Right.
the infecteds, some people lack of knowledge, but they were the ones that had a crack mom, crack daddy wasn't there, the streets raised them. So when those kids are the ones that are pushed up and their violence and everything else is looked at and rapped about, okay, they took over. And I think what's happened to us as a culture, instead of applauding moms like you or the moms that raised my co-host, they're looking at it differently.
But see,
that's
hold on.
what
My thing is,
Ways for me.
my only thing be like when we have these conversations, we have them like our kids are the only one that's in taking this music. And just let me land this plane. If when you go to these concerts, it's a majority white kids. So what is it that those groups are doing that it doesn't have the same effect on them?
There's a major difference.
The difference that it is that all of those groups have nuclear families. They have families, bruh.
And I think it's deeper
because
than
when you
that.
go to those concerts, bruh, it's black, white, Asian, it's every group of people there, but those groups of people aren't killing each other at the numbers we are. They're not killing each other for stupid shit. They're not letting dumb shit be the catalyst for the shit that they do. No other group is going through that. So it's not the music.
No, damn, I think the difference is,
families.
the difference is a white kid, when he goes and he listens to it, he's listening, oh, nice beat. Oh, shit, that's crazy.
It's
and I wonder if
entertainment.
it's really like that.
Right.
Asian kids listen like, well, they come, my dad owns a liquor store, and I see him, and I get the A's, and now I got the scholarship out
Your
of the
kids
school.
too.
No, but
your kids listen to
it.
My kids listen to it, but what I'm saying
But
is,
they listen to it just like that.
No, but the difference is, one, the kids that I'm talking about can't afford to go to that concert. The kids that go to that concert are our kids.
Right.
But the kids that are in the hood, they have something that nobody else has, and that's the heel of America on their neck.
He's right.
And what I mean by that, they're disenfranchised. They feel disenfranchised with the American dream. Public Enemy, I love them. They used to talk about that. You know.
So do you think?
Can I say something?
They
Can I
can't
say
believe in the
something?
American dream.
Hold on,
So
can I say something?
They start living a rap because they don't see any hope in the American dream.
And that's a fact. So can I say something, right? I was listening all the time, right? Y'all said some things, right? First of all, growing up in a single family household, my moms didn't really teach me. She was more rough on me if I was emotional. You understand what I'm saying? She was more like, yo, it was just her and me and my brother. If I started crying and doing all that other stuff, yo, don't do that. It kind of desensitized me. So even though she was teaching me morals, self-respect, how to move, when I got outside, my emotions was different because I know, yo, you ain't supposed to be crying. You ain't supposed to be acting a certain way because that's how I was raised. You understand what I'm saying? But when you get outside, and even though I'm a good kid, I'm in the crib. But when I get to the block and I'm outside, he is right. There's an affected situation, right? Because there are the kids that ain't got none of their mothers in the house, and they got keys and they walking in and out the house, and now we all together, you put us all in a group. So now, when you glamorify the negative stuff that we all doing, we start looking at it like, I guess it ain't that bad. You understand? Because every black man in America is one step away from going to jail. Every one of us. And when you in that community and in that environment, yo, you doing something. All of us did something.
So as a man, because you were a boy.
Right, I'm a man now with 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. Forgot one.
Man, you know how many kids you got?
Yeah, I forgot the oldest one. I got you.
Where it is necessary that you are vulnerable at some point in your life. If you started as a boy, you don't know how to do that. My children, what you need because they need confidence. This is coming out of men. Scrappy just made a whole shit face show.
Right.
Letting it be known. I'm still hurting. I just talked to a king on Saturday that I met that said, what about us? Y'all get all the play. Y'all get all the,
Right.
I feel sorry for her.
I'ma answer your
What about
question.
us? Because we scared too.
Right.
We got issues too. But how do we women who are nurturers
By nature.
by nature, how do we know if you can't even communicate it to us?
So let me tell you what
Just
happened.
let me know, and I love you with everything that I have.
Right.
Baby, you can lay right here.
So let me tell you what happened. Hold on. She asked me the question. Hold on.
Right.
Let me answer your question right now. How that worked for me, right? What helped me go from being yada, even though I'm like that outside of my house, right? At the end of the day, is having the wife I got. And me having my family and my kids. And realizing when I react like that with my son, that shit don't work. You understand what I'm saying? So it's actually that, me having my own children and being in, I'm put in a situation that's foreign. Because I never seen the interaction between a husband and a wife. I never seen that. I don't know that.
Exactly.
But being with my wife and being with her and being married for 17 years, God damn it, I worked my ass off to learn it. And I'm gonna tell you this, if you spoke to my wife, she'll tell you straight up, she know how to talk to me and I know how to listen.
Exactly.
But it took time.
It takes
Yeah.
time. It does take time. But I saw a video of a man that is married, and he said it. He said, I was taught not to be emotional. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't want to disrespect our women. So when the woman rah, because I am doing wrong,
Right. But
I'm just going to walk away because I don't want to call her a bitch.
No,
but what it became was an excuse. So every time she had something to talk about, her feelings, you know,
Yeah.
what they needed to change, he
Yeah.
walked away. And he said, I began to pray.
Yeah.
And one day, instead of walking away, I walked towards her.
I'm gonna keep it real with you,
no,
right?
no,
when
no,
my
hold on,
wife,
hold on. No, the
when I go
problem
through the
is-
thing with my
hold on,
wife,
hold on.
but let me just right directly to the wife and the husband, right?
Right, that's what I was
So
talking
I'm gonna
about
keep
too.
it 100 with you, right? I'm like that. You understand what I'm saying? You know what? When I say I'm like that, it's if my wife going off and she wilding out, yo, I ain't got nothing to tell you until you about to talk like a human. I'ma just stand. I ain't got nothing to say because if I say something to you, we about to be arguing this back and forth.
That's what I
don't
was about
have
to
that
say.
emotion in me like that.
That's what I was
right?
about to say.
But when we gonna sit down and you ready to sit down at the round table like a king and a queen, and hold on, it works for me. I'm gonna talk for me. And you ready to chop it up, or we lay in the bed? Yo, we gonna talk about. We gonna hear it out.
Good stuff, but what I'm trying to say to you is that men, when they walk away, because they really either they don't know how to really let you know what the real is, or they don't want to disrespect you. It doesn't look like you're trying to protect me. It looks like you're ignoring me.
Because every time I'm trying to talk to you, because men and women communicate different.
That's a fact.
Your fuel for the conversation and my fuel for the conversation is two totally. You using goddamn octane, I'm using premium. We using two different fuels.
Well, don't you think that if it's octane and premium, that at some point
that's not gonna work.
No.
I've been with you long enough.
No.
Together and make it both.
It won't. No, it won't.
That's what you did.
I did do it, but
no, it won't work like
that. The other part about it is we not gonna argue, right?
It won't
because
work
I'm gonna tell you why we not gonna argue. First of all, I ain't go up in no household where everybody arguing, right? Second of all, if I've been with you long enough and me and you been together for a minute, I already know where it's gonna go. So I gotta let you blow off your steam. I gotta let you do what you do. If I sit back and go in a screaming match, we all doing the same thing, ain't nothing getting accomplished.
Yeah,
when you want to talk to me like we human, then we gonna have a conversation.
Communication should be about us trying to get to understanding. At the end of the day, when y'all say y'all want communication, y'all want us to tell y'all the shit y'all want to hear.
That's a fact.
At the end of the day, y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all don't listen. You don't want. If you ask a man to tell you the truth and he tell you, "Hey, listen, this is what I want to do. I want us to be together for the rest of our lives. I want to be able to fuck bitches, but you can't fuck nobody else. And you got to be happy
about
with
that.
That's what. But I'm saying, if a nigga say that to you, might be different. I give you the people who eat shit. 90% of people don't eat shit. So I'm saying that if you say that to most women, look, I want to fuck different chicks every now and then. I ain't gonna fuck them a lot.
Now what we gonna say is everybody fucking everybody.
No,
you not
I know,
like that, so
I know, but see, I know, but once you say that you're gonna fuck somebody, that's cool.
And
you can fuck somebody.
The end of the black family.
It's going to change. It's going to change the relationship. You feel me? Because men. No, I'm saying because for women to have. That's why it bothers men when women cheat. Because we know that in order for you to fuck, you went through a whole. You know this nigga. You damn near like him.
That's a fact.
Listen.
That's a fact.
Listen to me.
Emails, Instagrams.
Listen, dog. Listen. I'm saying you can't.
Unless you're a hoe.
Woman, not you. You
unless it's a hoe.
I'm talking 90% of women cannot just walk in. Listen. All of us, minus marriage, single, rock hard dick men. We can walk into a club and if a chick act like she wanna fuck, we can fuck if that's what she wanna do. You, from the age 18 to now, if you walk into a club, you can't just fuck a nigga tonight.
Let me explain something to you. That's not the point.
That is the point.
That is the point.
The point is, we talking about couples, first of all.
Right.
Okay, so yes, a man can definitely cheat.
Right.
And don't have no feelings behind it. Can act like it never even happened.
Exactly.
So just know if your woman cheat.
Right. She like that nigga. She like that nigga.
No. That means that the emotional connection between you and her were rocked. She's looking for something outside of you, and yes, it's over.
Exactly.
She results to action.
That's what I'm saying.
She don't need no.
That's what I'm saying. But I know she don't need none of that. But I'm saying she's lacking, and the new nigga. I'm saying. If she's not like, okay, if you got the house, got the car, the bills paid, you're not wanting for nothing, you got everything you need, and you find out he cheat, it don't hit as hard as if he cheat and he don't have shit.
Oh, it's one of those things. I'd rather be cheated with. And
you'd rather get cheated. Exactly.
You gonna get cheated on too.
Who? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But see, when you cheat, like as a woman, the more men you fuck, that changes the way you deal with men. So it's gonna be harder for you to find a new man because every one of those bodies is having an effect on your mind and how you deal with, listen, I'm telling you, it's having an effect on.
I'm a woman, how you telling me?
Listen,
you tell a woman.
Hold on, just hear me out.
I understand that, but don't say I'm telling you.
I'm not saying it like I'm saying because she's not going,
in your opinion.
No, statistically, I'm just gonna say statistically when I talk.
Hold on. I definitely call nigga bitches.
Right, I know.
Give a damn.
I don't. They agree.
They
agree.
They don't. I mean,
personally,
I'm saying I agree.
I personally am not a nigga
Right.
bitch.
I understand.
okay?
I understand. But
I would never
most
start
of
to cheat in return. I would just leave
right.
you.
Most of the women who are capable of fucking multiple men are not married because once you fuck a certain amount of men, it has enough. Yes. Look it up. I'm talking statistically. I'm not talking about your personal life. I'm talking about statistically. Once you listen, if you tell any man, if a man finds out that you have over a certain amount of bodies, we don't want it.
Who's talking about that? What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about you talking about cheating as well. I'm talking about if you cheat.
Talk and say, yeah, when I was younger, I got about 10. How many you got? Nobody's doing that.
How did we get here? I thought we were talking about fathers in the home. What happened there?
And that's good. That's good. That's good.
This how it goes.
This thing evolved. I told you. This thing evolved into something else. God damn it. I told you.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
How it goes down.
I'm glad I've been with my wife for a long time.
Wants to know.
Let me say this.
We don't ask the number because we don't want to know the number
You don't
because
need to know the number.
yes we do.
Let me tell you something.
Yes, we know. We need to know the
First
number.
meet a person, right? You first meet a person, right? You go to dinner.
Right.
The first thing a man says, so you single? Why you single?
Right.
You know my answer is today, it just didn't work. That's why we here.
Right.
But you go back and he did this and he did that and he did this. No, that's not even necessary. It didn't work. I don't even want you to talk about your exes. When you talk too much about your exes, that means you ain't over it.
Right.
You don't need me. You need prayer.
Right.
And you need healing.
Right. And
You're broken.
and what I would say is you could feel like that and talk like that if you're not looking for a traditional man. If you're expecting me to be traditional, because when you want a man, you want a traditional man, right? You want a man that know about respecting that. But
I want a king.
exactly. So how am I going to be expected to be traditional and I'm not going to get a traditional woman?
You don't need to know that background to even know if she's traditional.
Listen. I'm just talking traditionally. When the things that y'all expect of men, meaning the chivalry, the paying bills, the protection, all of that stuff, and how hard our granddads went for our parents, you got to realize that those men were doing all of that shit for a virgin. She had one body.
And then when he got her and she had 13 of his kids and he was paying all the bills, he ended up...
Still wouldn't fuck somebody else.
What's the song? Where he lay his hat as his home?
He still wouldn't fuck... You know why he wouldn't fuck somebody else? You know, he wouldn't fuck somebody else. Hold on. He wouldn't fuck somebody else because one pussy will never fulfill a man with options for life. One pussy will never...
Every man got options.
Is that true?
No, every man.
Is that really true?
Yes.
Because I'm single, so I can just hang it up. Because
If that's what you're looking for.
I'm never gonna be okay with that.
If you're looking for the big dick nigga with the money, that's faithful, that like your kids and all that, if you're looking for him, I'm telling you, hang it up because he don't exist.
I think Positive K, your song is appropriate right now. Can you sing it for us, please?
Put that in
I
mind.
got a man. I got a man.
Yo, Positive K, can you play your song?
I got a man.
Yeah, can you play
Virgin record. Don't you dare Thomas in this conversation.
What's your song, Positive K?
I got a man. What your man got to do with me?
Listen, it's all systemic. Welfare did it. Drugs did it.
Right,
the
welfare.
rap culture's doing it right now.
Right.
I mean, you can talk about it all day.
Yeah.
You got to boil it down to what's the answer? What's the fix?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can talk
The
about, hey,
fix is for people to recognize everybody has an inner child. I'm in therapy. I've been in therapy since February.
That's
I
all-
love it, and
good
I'm
for you.
normalizing it.
Good for
When I
you.
talk about it, when I talk to people,
That's real.
yeah, because when I was in therapy last Wednesday, that's not something that you talk about, but it's okay to talk about it. In our community, it's like, I ain't going to no therapy.
Well,
That's half the reason why half the marriages don't work.
What they said last Wednesday?
What they say?
Yeah.
A whole lot.
Give me a little insert.
It ain't even about what
My
they say,
therapist
it's what
kicked
I
me
say.
out, but I want to hear something maybe can help me with my life.
I don't doubt therapy.
Let it-
You know what my therapist told me to do for this week? She told me
What?
to coast.
It worked for women.
Coast.
It worked for women because women
Everything, just
want to
coast.
talk.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
women.
saying? And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but women want to talk.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to communication, women communicate different. That's why therapy worked for women because y'all may need to just dump some shit out.
But
and just
therapy
say-
works for everybody.
We don't communicate the same way.
So you saying therapy don't work for men?
No, if you get
You said therapy works. that's
Therapy
why
works for
therapy
everybody.
it works
women.
better for women.
Nah, I
It don't
disagree with
necessarily
that.
work.
Nah.
So you think it worked good for men? Name. Do you know any men who said my therapy has been doing?
I know a lot of
wonders for me"?
brothers that say
A
that.
lot of people.
I know a lot of brothers that say that.
I don't know.
A lot of cats in the hood is going to
I don't
therapy.
know
I'll
none.
tell you the reason why I started therapy.
Right. I went to therapy well, I went for about maybe 4 weeks.
It was because as an adult, I realized that even when I thought I had it all together, even when I thought I had thrown everything up and dealt with it, this little girl in me would not shut the hell up.
Right.
She just kept crying. She having all kind of tantrums. I'm trying to tell her, look, I got us. So I felt like, let me go to therapy. And it helped. I actually had a dream and came face to face with her. She ain't hollered since. In a dream, she said, okay, I'm gonna go play. She believes that I have her. So what I'm saying to you is that it's necessary. There's an inner boy in each and every one of y'all.
That's real.
That needs to be tapped into.
That's a fact.
That's why with my children, I let them know. With my children, I let them know, listen, you don't need therapy. Because I'm not the parent that's going to ever tell. I had my first one at 17, which means I was a baby, right?
Hold on, you said they don't need therapy?
I'm saying to them, before you seek it, I got a rocking chair. Come to the source. I'm not in denial of anything. So if you turn 35 and something come up and out of you and you feel like, damn, when I was 13, why the fuck? Come talk to me. Let's talk about it.
She not lying.
Don't get that, so we have to veer off and pay somebody.
My mommy.
I was always against therapy. I'm gonna pay you for an hour, $150. It's gonna take us 10 years for you to get to know me.
Yeah. And I'll speak on it from the male point of view. I think in America as a whole, and definitely in our culture, like you said, exactly what you said is the stereotypical response you're gonna hear from a black male about therapy. You know, nah, it don't work. I was forced into therapy from shooting incidents. When you kill somebody, you gotta go to therapy. Yeah, so when you're in there, I realized after the first time, I didn't even talk about the shooting. But when you're in there and you have somebody to bounce your ideas off and your true thoughts, and they shut up. A therapist rarely talks at first. They just want to hear about you, and you start talking about you, your childhood, and everything coming up. That's when you say your inner boy comes out. The boy in you does come out because you start remembering, because it's somebody that's totally unbiased. It's not got an idea who you are. And so you tell the truth. You say, I remember when the first time, because I stuttered as a child.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I remember the clearest incident I remember from my childhood was when I was in a public school before I got switched to private school. And they teased me about stuttering. And I got up and beat the hell out of the dude right in the class. And that's when my parents said, he needs help. But I didn't get that kind of help.
How did telling her help
I got help on the therapy.
Yeah, I'm saying, how did telling her that help you?
Speech therapy. I got speech therapy. So, but that's something I had in me my whole life. So anytime I saw somebody get fucked with, you tended to get an ass whooping. I bullied bullets.
Right.
I enjoyed it.
Right.
And so what I'm saying is, when I talked about therapy, I was able to identify where that came from. I know where my quick, he policed with me. Somebody buck up, I'm gonna buck up too. And I learned where that came from, and I was able to curtail it. And what she talked about is true. When you're in a relationship and therapy helped, I have broken marriages because I couldn't communicate. And now, when I'm healed, I'm still enjoying myself, but I want that when you can communicate, it works out a whole lot better, because we have this idea that women are crazy. No, they're not crazy. We don't know how to talk to women.
That's a fact.
It's not even that we don't know how to talk to them. We communicate different.
But I had to.
That's it.
Hold on one second, Daryl. Go ahead.
I had to learn that. You know what I mean? And, I was just like that, pill-headed and all that. Fuck that. I don't want to hear you guys say whatever. But I had to learn all that shit, because, like what she said with your mommy on the couch, man, I call my mommy today. Thank God she's still living. Sean, what's up? And we have a conversation. And thank God that my mom and my wife is as close as they are, because all that really helped me stay married. You know what I'm saying? When my mom would go against the shit I was doing, and I'd be like, yo, damn, I'm your son. She like, nah, but nigga, you wrong. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to be like, damn. But then, you gotta learn. Like, we need that, and we do need to learn to communicate. The problem is, why stuff don't go the right way is because you communicating with the wrong person.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? If a man and a woman, if they in the right situation, they gonna be able to talk to each other. Like, me and my wife are friends right now. God forbid it get fucked up. It's me who fucked it up. You know what I mean? But we friends. Like, that's my person. It's my wife. We together. We lay in this bed together. I'm in the most vulnerable state I could possibly be in. So I got to make sure that I'm laying next to somebody that really care and love me the way I love them. So I had to, you know, I still be needing help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got right.
Man.
Fuck.
Every
You
So you, this